was all your love.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is 2:27 p.m. July 5th, 2023. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. We're gonna get some FiveM roleplay once again. And today, we are going to be deliberating on another topic. And we also need to speak to McDougan. I forgot about that. Maybe we'll do that first. But yeah, we'll be deliberating on the case of Richie Biancci versus San Andreas. We'll take out our Karakara. Okay. God, I'm so tired today. But I hope everyone's doing well. I'll let her know. What's this? Oh. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well, and we'll be getting into it as per usual on Verdin. As my things is a little bit messed up. What has happened to my UI? Is it because it's... Okay, it's probably because it's not over there. That would make perfect sense. Alright. But yeah, I had a really good night yesterday. We didn't end up streaming later because I got my dates fucked up, as per usual. And I wanted to just call it a day then, you know. And I had a fantastic rest of my evening, you know. Streaming in the early AMs is pretty nice, I'm gonna be honest. Pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I very much enjoyed the end of my day. It was really relaxing. Definitely ready to get back into some FiveM though. Did Lost MC Clubhouse still around? I don't see it. Did it get yeeted? No, it's still here. Is there even any Lost MC members left? But I never see Lost MC members. I haven't even went into this interior. It looks so cool. But I can't... Wait. Dude, who would have allowed them to have sandbags, bro? Look at this fortified position. What a bunch of shit. Yeah, fucking cameras and everything. Looks more militaristic than the fucking Merryweather does. Ooh, a little bit of fog coming in. That'd be a nice drug house. Out of the way. Better than that one. Because you know that shit's a fucking drug house. I still really want this house, it's just too much. Also, I'm pretty sure I spent the money that Recky's character gave me. No, I still technically have it. Yeah, I'll go through tunnel. Damn, gloomy. Man, I really need some work vehicles. Like, there's so many vehicles that I could use for, like, disguise vehicles that I just don't have. Like box trucks, for example. Bensons. Like, Bensons are actually shit. That does a bad thing. What else? Well, the box truck and, like, the Go Postal van would be amazing. I'll turn that bitch. Game's running smooth, by the way. Slow down a bit. All right, let's change my outfit for the 17th time. Because it didn't save last time, which is very infuriating. $172, right? That's the... I hope it is, because I didn't mean to do that. Skinnier ones, please. Let's get the black shoes. I know it's like right here. It's probably like 2 above. Yep, that's literally right there. Alright, janitor clothing. So there is Bug Stars, Trash Man, Trash Man, Trash Man, and Bug Stars. I think this one. Number 3. Looks more like a trash man. Alright. We'll double save. Then we'll save current outfit to over. And then we'll delete. Yes. Ask. Ooh, can I get a hat? Real quick. There's some kind of hat to cover my fucking hair. Alright. I'm gonna perk this thing too. Up here again. If I had some construction vehicle or trash vehicle, like that would be easy. How fucking big is my house that I can activate it from here? I'm not using the back entrance. Can you quick draw a knife, by the way? Damn, you fucking can. Sheesh. Just have a little look around. I want to see if that note has changed. If there's new ones. This place is too nice looking, by the way. Like, this place is gorgeous. Good to know I have it. Yeah, we'll do brown. Alright. We can start reviewing this fucking case. Sorry, I'm a little bit exhausted. Working it before stream is always a bad idea, but I wanted to do it before stream because when I get off stream, I'm probably gonna like go to bed. But I'm also gonna have a double stream today, or I'm gonna stream for a long time because we got a thing on Crane. So we had a case come up the other day. Regarding how else do you say it? We had a case with Richie Biancci, and it's a little something. And we need to review it because, well, we need to review it.
But in truth, it's
so.
keep it real. Willing to have them provide testimony.
Face to the server a little. Yeah, he's gonna. All right. Don't you look at my taskbar, you bitch. Die 1,000 deaths. Left that. Sir! Hello. Okay.
Possesses a CDS.
I'm going to sit back. Oh, people in the gallery, can you hear me alright? If you can stand up and raise your hands. If not, I'll get the megaphone.
I can hear you just fine.
Awesome. Okay, so Mr. Biancci, since you requested this bench trial, why are we here? Please stand and approach the bench.
So I'm just gonna eat some food. I haven't eaten.
That's fine.
Like cups.
Sorry. Please take your time. Oh, I need to open up a document.
Hello. I feel that the arrest was unjust and unwarranted.
Okay. On what grounds?
Did nothing wrong. On the grounds of I believe I wasn't sure what I was being charged with. He told me sale. I don't think the sale of drugs is illegal.
Hmm? Okay.
Specifically cocaine. So I was told I was being charged with the sale of cocaine, and that isn't illegal, Your Honor.
Okay, so Richie Biancci. Okay. You fucking spell his name?
Thank you.
Christ. Mr. Nyman, you can approach. What are we pressing today?
This time, Your Honor, we're seeking one moment.
All right.
Sorry about that. My tab's closed. We're going to be seeking 3-1201, possession of a CDS, which obtains or possesses actually constructively a CDS or dangerous drug, possesses a CDS or dangerous drug for sale, possesses equipment, chemicals, or both for the purpose of manufacturing CDS or dangerous drug, manufactures a CDS or dangerous drug, administers CDS or a dangerous drug to another person, and transports CDS or dangerous drug by person, vehicle, or other means of transportation. It's a classified felony.
That
Class
sale
felony.
one you just said. What number is that?
That's in 3-1201, possession. It's the second sentence there.
We're just reviewing this.
So, Mr. Biancci, you were saying that this law, 3-1201, possession of a controlled dangerous substance, which specifically states possession of a CDS or dangerous drug for sale, is non-existent against cocaine.
There's no mention of the sale of cocaine. There's no mention of the sale being illegal. There's no mention of the sale.
Mr. Biancci, can you go sit back to your chair? Jardine, can you step to the stand, please, at the front? Can you define a CDS, please, with your experience in the BCSO?
CDS is a controlled dangerous substance. So that would be any drugs, cocaine, methamphetamine, anything that's not marijuana, basically, on the drug front.
Okay, you can step back, please. Mr. Nyman, what is your understanding of a CDS?
Your Honor, based on precedent established in this court and general understanding of the populace, we refer to a CDS as a Schedule II narcotic recognized by the Food and Drug Administration, as well as the Controlled Center for Dangerous. Sorry, I forget the CDC, as well as the Drug Enforcement Administration,
Okay, you can
which
sit back
includes
down.
cocaine, opium, heroin, etc.
Okay, you can sit back down. Mr. Biancci, if you could stand and tell me what your understanding of CDS means.
Sure. My understanding of CDS is the drugs that they just said.
It just contradicted
Okay.
exactly what he just
Do
said.
you understand that completely contradicts your point here?
Yeah, but I also wasn't in possession of any drugs.
You weren't in possession of any drugs.
Oh,
Okay. Sit back down, please. Mr. Nyman,
Okay.
what information are we working with here?
So, Mr. Bianci's claim is on the fact that his drugs were located in a van.
Mhm.
Essentially, he would
All right, narrative.
Sit back down, please. Mr. Nyman,
Okay.
what information are we working with here?
So, Mr. Bianci's claim is on the fact that his
Mr. Bianci's claim is.
So, Mr. Bianci's claim is on the fact that his drugs were located in a van.
His drugs, that's an assumption that it's his, were located in a van.
Mhm.
Essentially, he would
Did he spell essentially? I hope so.
advertise
Advertise.
selling narcotics on Twitter.
Which, by the way, is technically against the rules, but, you know, or was. I'm gonna say tweeter just for copyright bullshit. I mean, I'm not a stickler for bullshit like that anyway. I'm just pointing it out.
Or, sorry, Birdie. Individuals
Oh, is it called Birdie? Sorry.
would arrive, pay him the money, and then
Individuals. Always a hard word for me to spell. It's just me for spells. Individuals would. Sorry, I missed it. I was too caught up in the spelling of individuals.
located in a van.
Mhm.
Essentially, he would advertise selling narcotics on Twitter, or sorry, Birdie. Individuals would arrive, pay him the money, and then he would instruct them to collect it from the van.
Then he would instruct them to take it from the van. Did he say take?
Individuals would arrive, pay him the money, and then he would instruct them to collect it from
He would instruct them to collect it.
the van. He's attempting to claim he did not have
Did not have access.
actual possession. When it is true he did not have
Actual possession.
actual possession, but according to State v. Harris 2017,
I don't know what the fuck this is, by the way, and I don't know if this stands up.
constructive possession can be established as he was knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable. So this is a thing that the district attorney should have to prove that he was knowledgeable. Okay?
That it was present and it was contraband, as well as he had conscious and no.
Well, as he had conscious. Oh, God. I don't even know where to start with that. Hey, we got it.
Knowing methods to exercise
Conscious and knowing methods?
domain and control.
Jesus Christ.
Knowledgeable,
Simon needs to chill
that
with
it
these
was present
fucking
and it was
big words.
contraband, as well as he had conscious and knowing methods to exercise domain and
To exercise. Jesus, exercise. Size? Okay, close enough. Exercise.
control over it.
Control over it. Is that what he said?
Conscious and knowing methods to exercise domain and control over it, which would be his firearm and his presence in the area.
Firearm. And... Okay.
Do we have any information to support that fact? Any evidence specifically?
We have screenshots, Twitter posts advertising it, officer testimony firsthand about.
Okay, evidence. Screenshots of Twitter or of Birdie. Screenshot of Birdie's post will later be proven to be. I'll write that later because I don't know where I'm at with that.
Do we have any
Why does this keep moving?
information to support that fact? Any evidence specifically?
We have screenshots, Twitter posts advertising it, officer testimony.
Screenshots of Birdie post advertising it.
Firsthand about.
Officer testimony firsthand.
Mr. Biancci.
Wait, sorry, I missed
Twitter
that.
post advertising it, officer testimony firsthand about Mr. Biancci bringing the officers to the van.
Firsthand testimony, or officer testimony firsthand about Mr. Biancci. I'm just gonna say the defendant because his name's too hard to spell. About the defendant, even though it's like literally right there. About the defendant bringing officers to the van.
Mr. Biancci conducting a sale of narcotics.
The defendant conducting a sale of narcotics
In the presence of the officer. His possession of firearms that were located on him. First-hand testimony of him.
I don't know what relevancy this last point has.
Offering to sell it to officers. Mr. Biancci was in full knowledge that it was in the van.
Is that what he's saying? He's trying to sell
His
narcotics
possession
to
of
him?
firearms that were located on him. First-hand testimony of him offering to sell it to officers.
First-hand testimony of the defendant offering to sell narcotics to the officers.
Mr. Biancci was in full knowledge that it was in the van, and he had full control over that van, be it through his presence and through his possession of a firearm, and held constructive possession over the CDS, even though it wasn't directly in his pocket.
Okay. So which officers, deputies, or troopers were involved with the getting first-hand accounts that he was doing this?
It's going to be a Deputy Jardine, and I apologize, I don't know the name of the probie. Jody?
Yeah, it's gonna be probationary deputy Drake.
All right, and do you have a signed affidavit, or are you looking for testimony to confirm your statement here?
I'm willing to have them provide testimony immediately.
Okay. All right, you can go back to your desk. Okay. So like, if you were looking at this, like, it could go either way if you're just looking at the evidence, because if you're looking at it, like, that's bad for defendant. That's bad for the defendant. That's bad for the defendant. That's good for the defendant because it has no bearing. And that's bad for the defendant. So I guess I had a different opinion on this, but I guess it's just left my brain. So I think this is how I should be writing these from now on, by the way. So now what we can do is we can look at 3-201 or 1201, and we need to have an opinion on what constructively means. So obtains, this is the thing we're looking at, by the way, obtains or possesses actually or constructively. So what does constructively mean? Constructively meaning in a way that has or is intended to have a useful or beneficial purpose, or in law terms, in a way that is not obvious or explicitly stated but may be inferred. Constructively means something is legally declared even if not technically true in the given case. I get it. This whole case relies on my understanding of what constructively means. Kinda, anyway. Because remembering of what some of the stuff it was said during it, like, this is a big argument point, right? So let's define my understanding of what constructively means first. Okay? Judge notes. My understanding of constructively means. So, I think I'm going to agree with what Google is saying here, which is something is legally declared even if not technically true, right? Because that makes sense to me. Something is legally declared. Oh God, my fingers. Something is legally declared. My understanding constructively is what was the other thing that was said? Sorry. Oh God, my brain. What happened? No, I had such a good idea, and now it's gone. I think it's even if not technically true.
Oh, I need to use an example that does not impact this case in any way. So for example, if you... I was thinking about guns, but no. Oh, do you know what this... I was gonna say, like, if there's someone else holding a gun pointing it at someone, and you put your finger in the trigger well and then pull the trigger for them, like, is it actually murder? Or, like, did you, like, because you weren't holding the gun, right? Well, no, actually, sorry. It would be for the guy who's holding the gun, right? So, would it still be aggravated assault? And I would say, constructively, it would be, because they still aimed the gun. Like, even though technically they didn't allow it to happen. So, if you aim a gun at somebody, at someone, and someone else pulls the trigger while you're aiming, this is so dumb, while you're aiming at them, you broke. God, my understanding constructively sucks. My understanding of constructively sucks. Like, I agree with this, it's just I can't put it into words properly. I'm just gonna leave it. My understanding what it is, I don't need to write it out. It's too dumb. No, it's sale. Oh, in context, it's sell. I don't know who Proby Drake is. I don't know their first name. I saw him in a hotel. I just saw that. Okay. Great. Fantastic. So, Mr. Biancci, I am concerned off the bat about this. Thanks for the sub. So, if what they say is true, and you were advertising it over Twitter, how do you figure that you're going to, like, how are you going to prove that this is, you know, like the state just overstepping or the state doing the wrong thing? Because to my understanding of the laws myself, like, if you're selling cocaine, it's illegal.
Yeah.
And if you're selling it from your truck and you're only grabbing it into bags, I would also interpret that as illegal unless you can phrase it in some other way that makes it not. I mean, that's up to you.
So,
What am
you
I-
want me to speak?
Yes, please, come up to this.
So, yeah. So, I'll just tell you the little story of what happened. So, I got to Legion Square.
Oh, this is a good point. This is a district attorney's narrative. Or, sorry, state narrative. Defense. Okay.
A van park there.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
At this time, given this is testimony, I'd like to ask that Mr. Biancci...
Is this
be sworn in.
testimony?
I would like to stand up first. There we go. Thank you.
Would you be willing to submit this testimony under oath, sir?
Sure.
Jardine, please swear in Mr. Biancci. If you don't know the words, just, you know.
do your thing.
Just give me 1 second here.
I'm sure it's an emote to do that, by the way.
All right. Do you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
There we go.
Awesome.
All right. So, Your Honor, I got to Legion Square. I saw a vehicle and had, I don't know, some what looked to be like dust all over the trunk. I called this in. I spoke to an officer over the phone.
Sorry, I was daydreaming.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Under penalties of perjury.
There we go.
Awesome.
All right. So, Your Honor,
Okay, I'm ready.
I got to Legion Square. I saw a vehicle.
I got to Legion Square. Let me move my microphone a little bit. I got to Legion Square. Oh man, Star sucks so fucking fast. This is gonna be awful. I got to Legion Square and saw a vehicle.
And had, I don't know, some what looked to be like
And some, I don't know, looked to be
dust
dust.
all over the trunk. I called this in. I spoke to an officer over the phone. It was one, I believe they said their name was later, Pitt Jones.
I think he said Kit.
Due to a different scene where they came. I told them it was there. And they said, we do not have time to deal with this. Something more fun is happening.
That's not direct quote. I'll clarify that.
So I said, okay.
Stand by. Is that verbatim what they said, or is that a paraphrase?
Give or take. They verbatim portion of what they said was, we do not have time for this.
Motion to strike that it's ineligible as it's presumption.
Okay, verbatim, a portion of what they said was, we don't have time for this.
All right, I'll strike the first thing. The second thing stays.
Yeah. So anyway, then they didn't want to handle me telling them that it was there. So I was like, all right.
I'm basically just writing verbatim what he's saying.
I'm gonna tell people they can pay me $50.
I'm gonna tell people they
Whatever they want to grab out of this car.
So, how do you figure that you're owed money to this?
Okay, I don't need to put my
I
question.
don't think I'm owed any money. I just don't think I should be arrested. I reported what was happening.
I just don't think I'll go to jail for
Money.
this.
I just don't think I should be arrested. I reported what was happening. There's shit all over the car.
So
It's
you
just-
were, to clarify, you were
Yeah.
selling something out of someone.
selling something out of someone else's car.
Someone else's car that wasn't yours. Correct?
Yeah, kind of. You could say it was,
What do you
a
mean,
little
kind
scummy.
of?
No, I would say you could say it's a little scummy. I would say definitely a scumbag maneuver. But I thought,
Did
I
you
initially
unlock
tried
the
to do the
car?
right thing.
That's what he said, right? Initially, I was trying to do the right thing.
Unlock it? I never looked into the car myself.
Okay. So he's probably going to get perjury for this because I remember him saying, under oath, again, the opposite of this. I opened the car first. Probably a perjury thing on the table.
I never opened up
So
any
what
doors.
did you say you were selling exactly?
I should just let him speak, but whatever.
Like,
Oh, I said it was cocaine. I wasn't sure what it was.
you said it was cocaine. You were selling
Yeah.
cocaine.
Yeah, I said I was selling cocaine.
You understand that that is not a great argument in your defense.
I mean, Your Honor, I had no way of knowing it was, in fact, cocaine. I never opened the car. I just saw a bunch of white powder on the ground. In the car. It's not like in any vessel or container, to be honest. Some people came up, they're like, oh, where is he? I was like, oh, $50 a pop, it's right there. They didn't have to pay me or anything. Some people actually just walked in and got it first.
Mhm.
People were just, going into the car and taking it. So I was like, I can make some money off this.
You can
But it's
continue
kind of
with
like,
your story.
yeah. So then, I don't know. I spent about an hour doing this. I kept calling the police, telling them like, this thing's in the car. There's shit in the car. I don't know what it is. Blah blah blah. Then that guy came up and said, "You're under arrest," and I said,
Objection,
for?"
Your Honor. Misrepresentation. That's not what happened there.
Can he object on that? No, he can't, right? He can't. That's a strike on penalty of perjury. Or no, that's like you can't object to that. He's making a statement.
Yeah, please keep it to what you know for a fact and keep it to the truth of what happened on
Which
scene.
part wasn't the truth? I'm confused.
He's objecting to you saying, and mind you, I can't confirm this to myself, but he's objecting to the fact that what you said, Jardine said.
No, he's not.
Oh, okay. Jardine did not say that I was under arrest. Yeah, I don't.
Your Honor, the defendant is quite literally admitting to perjury right now.
Admitting to.
You just stated he did tell you you're under arrest. Now he's saying that he did not.
Yeah, but the judge said he didn't say it. That's how I remember it. I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, Mr. Nyman, what evidence do we have of what exactly Jardine said verbatim? Like, do we have body cam verbatim, or?
We have firsthand testimony verbatim of the events, as well as from two different individuals who are able to verify that it did not involve Jardine just approaching Mr. Bianchi and saying you are under arrest, when there was a investigative process that occurred even before.
Okay.
I'm not,
I will caution you, Mr. Bianchi, to say exactly what happened and not to contradict yourself. It's a fine line.
okay. I will attempt to not contradict myself. So I was at Legion Square, and then something happened. Unsure what, because apparently my memory is wrong of what happened. I don't know. I think he spoke to me. I believe he said words, and then I think that he placed me in handcuffs, and then I believe he took me out of handcuffs, and then I believe possibly that he asked me where the cocaine was, and then I said,
Mr. Bianchi, are you speculating or are you saying this for a fact?
I don't know. Apparently,
nothing that Nyman has objected to stops you from saying what your testimony is. Just say it how you remember it. If he objects,
I was trying.
then he objects.
I mean, I don't know.
You are saying specifically
I
that
just said I
you
did
think.
perjury. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah. So don't lie. Don't contradict yourself.
I wasn't trying to lie.
I understand. Just say what happened, please.
I can speak freely.
You can make sure you're telling the truth and not to contradict yourself.
I will attempt my best to tell the truth as I remember it. Yeah, at Legion Square, he comes up to me, asked me. I can't remember exactly. I guess what he said.
Hang on, Jesus. Come on in.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. McDougan. Take a seat, please. Welcome. Oh, I would love to take a seat. There we go.
There we go.
How are you today?
Tired, but good. How are
Me
you?
too. I'm also tired, but good. So I've been deliberating on the Mike Randall case,
Yeah.
and there is a potential that this entire case gets mistrialed. And it entirely depends on what you are going to tell me right now. Please raise your right hand.
Yep.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you, Garden Grove.
Yes, I do.
All right. So I just need to pull out my document. Give me a second. Okay. You are being recorded.
Okay.
Okay. So I was doing my deliberations. Writing a bunch of pages on a bunch of stuff, and I came back to the argument of the attorney-client privilege being waived.
Mm-hmm.
Now, myself and the other judge had a long conversation about this, and there is a concern about if they could revoke their attorney-client privilege. So my question to you would be, how much did your testimony rely on the information gained from the lawyer who broke attorney-client privilege?
If I'm gonna be honest, 0. I didn't even mention anything that, really involved the attorney. I mean, he was there for one of the scenes I testified about, but I don't... his testimony and his evidence wasn't imperative to the case. It was just supplementary.
Yeah, because he did give you evidence. He did give you an amount of evidence. Can you speak to what that evidence was?
So he sent me, I believe, could be wrong about this. Believe it's in the report, but I know he sent. At one point we were in the court hearing he was talking about, and Randall was outside blowing up cop cars.
Mm-hmm.
And he had texted Dimitri Jones with some bomb emojis and some cop car emojis and said "kaboom," basically. And Dimitri Jones had handed his phone to me and showed me, and I took a screenshot of it and sent it to my phone. And then the only other thing I can think of is the shooting initially at the courthouse, the very first shooting. Um, he testified that Mike Randall, or he didn't testify, sorry. He had stated to me that Mike Randall had been his client, and that Mike Randall had been in the one in the courthouse that I was looking for, because I saw him flee the scene, and somebody else identified him as Mike, and I was like, well, I think that's Mike Randall, and the attorney was like, yeah, that's Mike Randall. He's my client.
Okay. So the attorney told you about the explosions as they were happening,
We
or when just
overheard
after?
them. We overheard them happening. Mike Randall, or Big Rick on Twitter, had posted a picture of the cop cars blown up on Twitter, and at that point, Mr. Jones came to me and was like, "Hey, Mike Randall just texted me these emojis and saying that he's blown up cop cars, basically. Would you like to take a picture of this for any evidence that you may need?"
Where's that evidence now?
It should be in the report somewhere, whether it be in the master drive or in the evidence section.
Okay. All right. So when you saw the stuff on his phone, was it before the explosions, after, or during during the explosions or after explosions?
It was either during or after. I can't recall
Okay.
exactly.
So here is the thing that I'm working with right now. So to break attorney-client privilege, there's a few things that you can do. So the client has the initiative regarding this. So the client is the only one who can ever say, it's like, hey, lawyer, you're absolved of your current attorney-client privilege, and then the lawyer can go and tell whomever the fuck. But attorney-client privilege lasts even after death. Okay, so if you tell me, if I were your attorney and you told me that I once did this thing and it was under privilege and it was in a private room, even after you died, I couldn't tell anybody. Ever.
Okay. Yeah.
Take that shit to the grave kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, there is one exemption that comes up. It's called the crime fraud exemption. Are you aware of what this is?
Roughly.
So, the crime fraud exemption basically allows them to have certain allowances to be able to tell police shit. So, for example, if he saw on his phone, if Dimitri saw on his phone that his client is saying, "Hey, I'm about to shoot the chief of police," he can tell police.
Yeah.
But if he had already shot him and he said, "Well, I shot him," right? He can't.
Yeah.
The Dimitri cannot tell police. That's what the attorney-client privilege is for. Even in cases of terrorism, because there was nothing in the Patriot Act that was referenced in the court case.
Absolutely.
So, what that means is that that every bit of evidence that was given to you is allowed to be used in the arrest, right? So, for example, for stuff that was leading up to it. So, if his attorney said, he said he was going to shoot him, that's fine. But if it's for after stuff, that stuff needs to be striked.
Okay.
So, on that note, mind you, it's not a big deal now since the case is going to have a hearing later on, and I don't think the evidence really matters now. But it will be striked retroactively, meaning that I'm pretty sure now that the lawyer's testimony is going to be completely striked from the record, and the lawyer will be punished at a later date due to breaking that privilege. But that's a bigger discussion. But yeah, we'll move forward, I guess. So thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate it. You're no longer on oath, and you can have a nice rest of your day. I can get back to deliberating on the other case that I was doing.
Awesome. I'm happy to hear that, and I'm happy that you didn't just fucking throw the case out.
Yeah, the
because-
case, it was up in the air. If you had had a lot of your information based off of information gave by his lawyer after the fact, when he wasn't leading up to anything, I would either call for a mistrial, or myself and the other judges, and this was a recommendation as well, it would have been completely thrown out and he would have been absolved of all charges, which would have been awful.
Yeah. No, most of the evidence was first-hand witnessed by either me, May, or it was forensic evidence that was included in the report.
Yep. All right. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yep, have a good one.
Hopefully the door's not locked. All right. Good. We're good. The lawyer said... Okay. Everything that Mike Randall, lawyer, said. Dimitri Jones. I don't know how to spell his fucking name. DMI. There's an I there between T. ITRI. Just letting you all both know now, everything that Mike Randall's lawyer said, Dimitri Jones, has been striked from the record due to the fact that privilege. Due to be breaking attorney-client privilege. I can actually show you this. Oh no, I can't because it leaks other stuff. Never mind. Dimitri will be punished after this court case due to breaking attorney-client privilege. It is of my and Kane's opinion. Alright, I won't bring Kane into this, even though it is true, that the Patriot Act holds no ground on breaking... what was the thing? Holds no ground on waiving privilege. Thankfully, the case will not be set as a mistrial, as when I reviewed the case, it was the day after and I forgot what was said from I then rendered my verdicts. After that, I reviewed the testimony stated by Dimitri, and I also spoke to the lead detective, while she was under oath, to gather if her testimony was affected by any information gained by someone who broke ACP. All right, I won't say thankfully. I think thankfully is a little much. Cuz like I already know my result here. All right, so this is what it says. It's adding both the people. It says, just letting y'all both know now. Everything that Mike Randall's lawyer said, Dimitri Drone, has been strike from the record. Dimitri will be punished after this court case due to breaking attorney-client privilege. It is of my opinion that the Patriot Act holds no grounds on waiving privilege. As well as in this case, I won't say he was be punished because technically, like, I'll discuss. I'll say something else. Hold on. It is not my opinion the Patriot Act holds no grounds on waiving privilege, as well and as in this case, the crime fraud holding no grounds either. The case will not be set as a mistrial as when I reviewed the case, or be thrown, as when I reviewed the case, it was the day after, and I actually forgot what was said from the testimony. I then rendered my verdicts. After that, I re-reviewed the testimony stated by Dimitri, and I also spoke to the lead detective while she was under oath together if her testimony was affected by any information gained by someone who broke the ACP. This is final. There will be no discussion on this. I know the last time I did something like this, I had like a controversial verdict. The district attorney was very upset. All right, done. Let's get back to it.
I was placed into handcuffs. I was then placed out of handcuffs. Sorry, I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. I believe he asked me, or I believe he then searched me. I'm not sure. And then he said, "Oh, he doesn't."
I'm so lost. Like, sorry, you're all over the place, brother.
Attempt my best.
Holy shit. Just say what happened, please.
I can speak freely.
You can make sure you're telling the truth and not to contradict yourself.
I will attempt my best to tell the truth as I remember it. Yeah, at Legion Square, he comes up to me, asked me. I can't remember exactly. I guess what he said. I was placed into handcuffs. I was then
Holy shit.
placed at Legion Square. He comes up to me, asked me. I can't remember exactly. I guess what he said.
Alright, asked. Verdin came up, asked me something. I don't remember.
I was placed into handcuffs. I was then placed out of
Handcuffs.
handcuffs. Sorry, I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. I believe he asked me, or I believe he then searched me. I'm not sure. And then
Is he gonna strike that?
he said, "Oh, he doesn't have any cocaine on him." I said, "Yeah, I don't have any cocaine on me."
And he said, "Oh."
And then he said, "I believe." Then I said, "It's in the car."
He shouldn't have said that.
Right
Your
there.
Honor, motion to strike speculative. He's saying, I believe. This is entirely speculation at this point. If
Are
he's
you
not
s-
sure what he's saying, then he should not be testifying.
Are you speaking in first person, or are you speaking on someone else's behalf, Mr. Bianchi?
I'm confused. What does that mean?
So you said you believe, correct?
Yes, to the best of my knowledge, I believe.
Okay.
I apologize for the nomenclature
Please-
used.
Please refrain. This is your last warning. Please refrain from saying "I believe." Just say "you know." I want to. I
Okay.
want to hear stuff that you know for a fact. If you don't know for a
Correct.
fact, don't say it.
All right. I know for a fact that I was placed in the handcuffs, searched. He said nothing was found. Then I know for a fact that I was removed from those handcuffs. I know for a fact I told him, I told him where it was, and then I know for a fact he looked into the vehicle,
Then he looked into the vehicle.
and then I know for a fact that I was placed into handcuffs again.
Okay.
That is what I know for a fact.
Okay. Thank
That
fuck.
those things happened.
And explain to me how you being placed in cuffs is relevant to your argument.
Oh,
It's not.
I just don't think what I was doing was illegal.
Okay. So you don't think that selling something out of someone else's car for a profit that out of a vehicle that you don't own, that could be something illegal, isn't illegal? You think that's a completely above the board normal behavior, correct?
I just don't think I was in possession.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Nyman.
I'd like to indicate in his previous testimony, he stated that Deputy Jardine asked where it was, that Bianchi stated the cocaine was in the van, despite him previously claiming not to know what was in the van.
Okay. This is a perjury request. Let's look. At Legion Square and saw a vehicle. Well, dust over all the trunk. Looked to be dust. I called this in. Told him it was in there. We don't have time for this. I said it was cocaine. I wasn't sure what it was. I had no idea it was cocaine. I've never opened a car. I told him the drugs were in a car. What's the complaint again?
Testimony. Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Nyman.
I'd like to indicate in his previous testimony, he stated that Deputy Jardine asked where it was, that Bianchi stated the cocaine was in the van, despite him previously claiming not to know what was in the van.
That's not true. I said it was cocaine. He said it right here.
It sounds very definitive if you ask me about what was in the van.
I wasn't sure what it was. I just assumed it
To
was.
my memory, Mr. Nyman, I believe he was speculating on if it was in the van. Hey! Good memory, Jeremy. It was a van, as he stated, to my memory, that it was white powder, and he wasn't sure.
It wasn't labeled. There was no label on it. It wasn't like in a bag or anything. I mean, it was just kind of there.
Okay.
And I know the city, really get a kick out of the word cocaine.
Do you have anything else to say?
Um,
There's too much. I already wrote too much. Please don't say anything.
Disagree with myself being
Yes, you said that.
possession. I don't think I think my weapon was used. I don't think I ever brandished a weapon or anything.
No, he talked about his weapon a lot. I don't know
Someone
why.
mentioned a gun. I didn't brandish a weapon ever.
Yeah, I probably should have started with this. You can go back to your desk. Mr. Nyman, what are you charging this individual with? I did start with that, you dumbass.
At this time, Your Honor, we're charging him with 3-1201, possession of CDS, 3-1203, possession
Wait, he's changing it!
of CDS cocaine, and 3-1208, possession of a CDS with possession of a firearm.
That's not true. That's not true. There's no way. Unless it says constructively. Oh, it does. I don't know about that one. That one's a little sussy-bussy. So there is possession of firearm 1208. You see that? But if that one's sussy-bussy, they're all sussy-bussy. I think that law needs to be changed. Because technically, if you're standing next to a vehicle, listen, hear me out. If you're standing next to a vehicle that has drugs, right? Technically, you could potentially be charged with possession of CDS, cocaine, possession of CDS, and possession of CDS with a firearm. Because you're standing next to a car and you have a firearm in your belt. Now, mind you, my understanding constructively is it's not technically true. Meaning they weren't technically in possession of it, but they were in possession of it, right? So in this case, it makes sense for him to be charged with that because he was selling it. He was taking money, right? But I'm still torn on this, right? Nothing is definitive. This is what a deliberation is. So, yeah. A little sus. Okay. Sorry, there were people talking and thing. Dude, how many times? Shut it. Christ. Notifications, sound and haptics. Sound and haptics. Hold on. Mute. Okay. Oh my fucking god. These notifications. Where? Where? No. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I don't want to hear you. Thank you. Okay, sorry, I'm doing a lot of messaging with the district attorney right now. Okay,
I'd like to just mention that possession of a CDS with possession of a firearm merely mentions that a firearm is in possession, does not require the firearm be used, brandished, or shown in any way, shape,
yeah,
or form.
but you know
Yes.
that. I am
course.
aware of this. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Stand by, Mr. Biancci. I would also like it noted that any time that Jardine is referred to, that he be referred to in his correct rank, which is sergeant. Just let the records show that. Now, Mr. Biancci, you can go ahead and state your statement or whatever you were just about to say.
Yeah.
Keep it relevant.
I wasn't arguing with my possession of the gun. I was arguing over. They said something about the gun indicating possession, if I believe, in the courtroom. I'm not sure exactly.
Jesus Christ. Our plan was to gather information, the violation, and hand it over to Smear to handle as it's a code 4. It's a 4 code. Oh, he's saying that it's a Title 4. Wait, why? Is it not a court thing?
If they could elaborate on that, but
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Let the records show that. Now, Mr. Biancci, you can go ahead and state your statement or whatever you were just about to say.
yeah.
Keep it relevant.
I wasn't arguing with my possession of the gun. I was arguing over. They said something about the gun indicating possession, if I believe, in the courtroom. I'm not sure exactly if they could elaborate on that, but in some way they said the gun led to the possession or was included in possession. I don't understand that.
Your Honor, the
Okay.
argument was the gun provided means for dominion over the possession, Mr. Biancci was fully aware and fully capable of protecting the cocaine and holding possession over it. In fact, it is very likely it was inferred the cocaine was his own, as it was demonstrated by the individuals paying him for it and the officers believing it be within his possession.
All right, I want to hear some testimonials on this. I just want to get a full rundown on the scene. All right, so where are we at right now? So we already heard everything. We already heard everything. So here's the thing, right? So we're going to hear testimonials, and I've already heard them. And, you know, they're going to say what they're going to say. I don't remember exactly what they said. But the thing is, it's a narrative. Because, like, if I think that the defense is, like, their justification isn't strong enough, based off their narrative, then that's good enough. But the thing is if I decide that in my brain, then everything that's going to be testified is going to be confirmation bias, right? Or could be. So I think here's where I'm at right now. Okay, so I think that this is loose, right? I think that this is loose. I think there is grounds to state that he could be in violation of 1201 and 1202. Or sorry, 1201 and 1203. Right? Because constructively means constructively. So not technically, but he was still doing it. Right? Which is the whole argument of this case. The whole argument. Oh, you can't even see my screen. Sorry. The whole argument is that you cannot be charged by selling something out of a truck if you don't ever interact with it, right? Right? So, it says constructively. So, obtains or possesses, actually, or constructively, right? Or constructively, a controlled dangerous substance, a dangerous drug, possession of CDS, dangerous drug for sale. Right? By vehicle or other means of transport. Like, I feel like this is just not going to stick. I feel like what he's arguing here is a loophole, right? So basically what the defense is stating is that the fact that he did not know it was cocaine, he could claim that he didn't place it there, that he wasn't guilty for being in possession. So I guess that's another point in his favor, I suppose. Because, like, did the prosecution prove that, you know, he put it there? Because he could be selling it, and that could be something else. Ooh, that kind of changes it a bit. That kind of changes a bit. Mr. Biancci's claim is the fact that drugs were located in a van, essentially advertising and selling of narcotics. Ah. But it's not about who put it there. He was advertising sale of narcotics. Possession of ACDS or dangerous drug for sale. He was selling a dangerous drug. Now, then it goes to whether or not he knew it was cocaine. Okay? Because you could state that him just calling it cocaine was coincidence alone. All right, so we need 2 or 3 coincidences to say it's not, right? In my mind, right? There needs to be like 3 factors that say like 1's a coincidence, 2's happenstance, and 3's a pattern, right? So he called it cocaine twice in his statement. Okay, and it's white powder, right? It could be inferred that it's cocaine. Because there is no charge for doing this. Like, this isn't illegal. Right? If you don't know what it is. Right? Because basically, what you're selling is you're selling the location of a vehicle that someone else is going to break into. Dude, this is a fucking confusing case. Holy shit, Like, there's a possibility that, like, this could go either way. Which is great. Right? We love those. But this could go either way. This could go in the defense's favor. This could go in the prosecution's favor. Right? It could go either way. Ah! I gotta stop yawning, man. Suing the DOJ and Dimitri Jones. He's suing the DOJ now. Great. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, dude, I'm not sure, man. This is like... This is fucked. Like, this is a little fucked. I think I might need Sam's help on this. Alright, I need to go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm not ending. Sorry. Wrong button. Okay. I need a Sam. Where is my support Sam? I need a Sam. I need a Sam immediately, because this is too complicated. Sam! Sam! Okay. Oh, I need my support Sam. That's what I need. Samuel. We'll go grab our Tahoe, take a drive. Just think about this, because holy fuck, this is so complicated. Why, by the way, if the goal is to, like, have people, like, go inside more and, like, not use vending machines, I don't know if it is the goal, because vending machines are very fucking convenient and really nice, and I love them. But if the goal is to, like, you know, allow people to, like, utilize shop owners more, why would you make shop food worse than worse than vending machine food? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Alright. Let's, Cool. Let's go ahead. Let us go ahead. And just walk over to the parking thing. Like, nothing's gonna happen to us. Definitely need Sam's help, though. Because, like, this is really, like... See, the problem is it can go both ways, but also, like, technically he has a point, right? Like, if you can't... If the prosecution cannot prove that he knew it was cocaine for a fact, and if the prosecution can also not prove that, like, he put the vehicle there, then it's done. Right? He can't be in possession of something he doesn't know. He was just working off the basis of assumption. And assumption is probably not enough to put someone in jail. I mean, maybe. I need to write this down. How can the DA needs to prove that the defendant has every idea that it's cocaine in the vehicle? The defendant had to handle the cocaine. The defendant had to break into the car themselves, and with evidence to prove he did that beyond a reasonable doubt. Because here's the deal, right? They definitely can't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Like, sure, he was selling something that he said that it was cocaine, right? But, like, that's not beyond a reasonable doubt, right? Because there is doubt. He said he assumed it was cocaine. He said it was cocaine, right? It could have been happenstance that it was cocaine. It could have been happenstance. Now, I need to get my shit set up, because I'm going to be here for another hour at least. Wait. Grab cinches. Oh, it's not in the fucking thing either. Nora, please. Okay, I just need them past this. Because I can floor it down here. Ooh, no, let's just put it in our normal area. It gets too sus. Okay, we need a decoy vehicle. I think I want to get my felon somewhere. Because that thing fucking blends. Okay. Just got fucked there.
Stay away from the platform edge.
Man, I wish there was trains. It would make this so much cooler. Because, like, running in there would be a fucking scary thing to do, right? Like an actual scary thing to do. These advertisements. You know, I wonder if we could change all those advertisements to in-game shit. But I bet we could. I know we can change billboards, because I've done it before. Or Lucas did it, and I watched. There's a player nearby. I don't like that I'm out in the fucking open here. But this one will blend in more. I mean, it's still got modifications done. So when is it? It's 9, so 9, 8, 7. So 7 p.m. is when I gotta have that shit done. Or get on crane, I mean. That's in 3 hours. Dude, what are they doing over there? Okay, and then now I do my decoy. Player over there. Yep, that's a player. That's a problem. Hurry up, Verdin. There's a fucking truck up there. I don't like that. We're gonna actually take the Cadillac. I do not like this. Who owns this truck? Can I fucking see that plate, please? 7 Golf, 7 Alpha, Niner, Whiskey, 6, Echo. I don't know. Let's have a little look around real quick. Feeling a little bit paranoid now. Someone's doing taxi. Ooh, what's that? That's a player vehicle. No, it's not. I don't know how many people we have on right now. Pretty early. He blends in okay. Maybe we'll blend in more if fucking local vehicles sit there. You know, if I had like 4 of the same vehicle, then it would fucking blend in. They're all different colors. Shafter would be nice. Alright, Sam's able to get in game. Okay, I don't want to park on this road because this road fucks me every day. Where do I want to park? I can park over there by the medical center. Park across. Oh, fuck. The thing is, I need to be able to get there fast, right? Right there isn't bad. I mean, here isn't perfect, but like it's okay. The thing is, like, I have 2 decoy vehicles over here, right? Let's switch my truck. Yeah, I'll just switch it over. See, I'm on a motorcycle, that's what I want.
Hi, Clarissa. Any auditions tomorrow?
Four vehicles. my tongue. I've had a few fucking sports motorcycles, like, some of those could make that shit work. Hello.
Hey, Verdin, it's Arthur. You wanted to meet?
Yeah, can you meet me at a courthouse? I need help.
Yeah, I'm at the courthouse.
Alright, I'll be there in a few moments.
Alright, sounds good.
This home set. Bastard. I should set my home over by that fucking garage. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. How's your day going so far?
Just doing a bunch of deliberations. That's all.
Is this for the same case, or
Nope.
no? Or is this for that whack-ass case?
Yeah. See, the whacker gets is the whacker doesn't get. So, I'm gonna hand you
Let's
over
hear
my
it.
folder here that I've been just carrying around.
Okay. Alright.
Just give me a second. Dude, why is it so hard to find your fucking names, then? There we go. Okay.
Alright.
So here's my problem. So, after, like, writing their narratives, and I haven't gotten to testimony yet, because the testimony is, like, it's important, but, like, there's a problem that I've observed. So, the case is about whether or not a person can get charged by selling drugs without handling them, without actually knowing their drugs, beyond a reasonable doubt to the district attorney. Okay? So, my thing here is that the guys selling drugs are saying, hey, give me $50 and you can take stuff out of this car. And he's calling it cocaine. Okay? But
Yeah.
it hasn't been proven without a reasonable doubt that he knows it's cocaine. Because it's just white powder. It could just be happenstance that he guessed right that it was cocaine. The problem is that I don't think the district attorney can prove that the defendant knows it's cocaine, for one, and that the defendant even put it there. Because if he's just sitting there, right, he's just sitting there and he's saying, hey guys, he's basically just facilitating someone stealing something out of someone's car. Like, this isn't about drugs. This is about him facilitating this is him facilitating other people to steal stuff out of someone else's car. Because, like, I don't think the district attorney can prove that he was handling the drugs, owned the vehicle, because I remember that the vehicle's license plates didn't come back to anybody, it came back stolen. And, you know, he opened the trunk when police were there under advisement that police told him to open the trunk, or, like, there was some kind of conversation. So that's the problem. And I don't know what to do, because this could go either way in my mind. Or it could just go no way.
So, what are you stuck on? Like, are you trying to deliberate the outcome of this case? Like,
I'm
Or-
trying to deliberate the grounds of the case, I guess.
I
Because,
mean,
like, does it have grounds if they can't prove it? If they can't prove he handled the cocaine, and he can't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt that, like, he even owns the vehicle and he was someone who put it there anyway. Because if they can't prove that, then he's not guilty.
yeah, but we don't entirely know what he can prove if you haven't done the case yet.
We have.
Or
So
have you done the case?
So it was a bench trial. So we got
Okay.
testimony from 2 officers, right? And I didn't write that down because I got stuck in this rut of just thinking about this. And, like, the testimony is going to reveal, basically, and this is to my memory here because I haven't reviewed it, but it's basically going to reveal that what the DA said was true other than a certain few things. Like, there's a few small things, but it's inevitably going to come back to is that they probably can't prove the fact without a reasonable doubt that he handled it, and the only thing he was probably actually doing was he was just, like, facilitating robbery of someone else's vehicle. But he wasn't doing it. Because this could be a precedent-setting case, because the district attorney's argument here is the constructively verbiage in the laws, because it says obtains actually or constructively regarding CDS. The specifics is obtains or possesses actually or constructively, and the constructively meaning is basically like maybe he's not technically, or maybe they are not technically grabbing the cocaine, but like they're facilitating possession.
Well, from the Oxford Dictionary here, constructively, in a legal definition, in a way that is not obvious or explicitly stated but may be inferred.
Yes.
I mean, I think I would guess that that's fair enough. I mean, you can definitely infer that he was in possession of that vehicle and the stuff inside the vehicle.
But
if he
can
is
you
selling,
prove it, though?
I mean, if he himself is saying, "Hey, here you go,"
but he wasn't
like, or
handling
give me this money and you can take it from this place, right?
Let me see the
If
verbiage.
he's specifically stating that,
they
in itself implies that he has possession of that vehicle because he is offering others the ability to access that area, right? If I say, "Hey, come on into this house," you're pretty much likely going to assume I own this house or I have a legal right to.
Yeah, I'm not
invite you
saying
into this
I'm
house,
not
right?
saying that the people are wrong. The people, well, they are wrong because they're grabbing cocaine. But the thing is my problem here is that the district attorney most likely cannot prove the fact that even though he said, "Hey, grab this from this vehicle, pay me $50 first," even if he said that he did not put the vehicle there, and it was just like an act of, like, of just a happenstance where he came upon it, he saw white powder, he made the assumption that it was drugs, and then he took advantage of it, which is his whole argument, by the way. But the problem that I have with this whole thing is that we need to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think I can, because even though he's selling it, like, he's sitting there and he's selling it, there's nothing to state that he knows for a fact that it was cocaine. He said it was, but also I would also state that his testimony it might be muddled because I think he perjured himself in his testimony.
Oh.
Yeah, because at one point he says he never opened the trunk, and then later on he says he opened the trunk for officers.
Oh.
Which could be,
I mean,
as perjury. Loose, maybe.
I probably wouldn't. Just because it's like,
He said it 3 times that he's never opened a trunk. But he's also claiming in his report, or sorry, in his narrative, it's that like the powder was not in any vessel or container because he could see it, right? And it was all over everywhere. He had reported it, and he wasn't sure what it was and had no idea it was cocaine, even if he said it was. Because he said, I never opened up any door, and I asked him, so what did you say you were selling exactly? And he said, I said it was a cocaine. I wasn't sure what it was. I had no idea if it was cocaine.
So,
But this case is weird for me.
okay, question, because, well, I mean,
he was under oath when he was answering this stuff.
he said he never opened the vehicle. How the hell did he know what was in the vehicle? Even if he didn't know it was cocaine,
Visual.
how the hell did he know?
So at the start, he said, I got to Legion Square and saw a vehicle. And some, I don't know, looked to be dust all over the trunk. And this was like a van to where it had back windows. I'm pretty sure. I think that was stated later. So like, if it's not in a container, not in a box or anything, it's just open, like you could reasonably look inside and see a fucking mountain of Godfather powder, you know? Just fucking sitting there on the desk.
I mean, even visually, how, if it was inside the trunk,
Mm-hmm.
how did he see inside the trunk? Unless it was like a truck.
Yeah, it was one of those vans with the window in it, so you can look in.
Okay.
That was my understanding.
I mean, you know what? The thing is, okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. So, what are your main questions here? You're like that you feel need to be answered before you can find guilty or whatever.
So the the district attorney needs to prove beyond a reasonable doubt the defendant knew exactly that it was cocaine, for one. That because he had to know for him to be charged with a CDS, or at least know it was a CDS. Like, I'll take that. The defendant had it has to be proved that he handled it, like by putting the vehicle there, or like putting the cocaine in there or whatever. And also like it needs to be proven that the defendant broke into the vehicle. I think that the last one's pretty loose, but the first two, like, they need to be proved beyond a reasonable doubt in my mind, because otherwise that sets a precedent to where if I stand by a vehicle and I'm just sitting there, right? Obviously, I'm not saying over Twitter, hey, I'm selling cocaine, but like, could someone like see me next to it and make it like an infer? Like, I feel like it gets muddled a little bit.
Okay, what charges is he being charged with?
Possession of CDS, so 1201. Possession of cocaine, and possession of CDS with possession of a firearm, which all have the words constructively in it.
How the hell is he getting charged with possession of a CDS and then possession of a CDS cocaine? Like,
so the argument that the district attorney made was that the verbiage constructively means that he doesn't have to have it on his person.
I get that.
Okay.
I'm saying those two are the exact same charge. One's just a little more defined.
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean, possession of a controlled dangerous substance, and then possession of a controlled dangerous substance, but only cocaine. Right? He wasn't in possession of a different CDS, so... Like, is it just me, or is that not like just
are you talking about
entirely double
stacking?
jeopardy? Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that is 2 charges for 1 crime.
I mean, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Anyway. So, here's what I'm thinking.
Big burp.
In all honesty, there is no necessary need for him to know that it was cocaine.
Okay.
As long as it was cocaine, obviously. Right? And I think you see that happen a lot all over the place. Obviously, I'm not too sure if it's happened in the city, but um, someone obviously it's a bit different, but just in the terms of knowing whether it's cocaine or not, or knowing there's cocaine there, drivers of vehicles where their passengers end up dropping something in the vehicle are still in possession of that, regardless of whether they know it's there or not, right?
Yeah.
Because you are in control of that vehicle, or you are in possession of that vehicle, and so it doesn't really matter if you know it's cocaine or know it's there, you are still in possession of it.
But they still have to prove that it was his vehicle, and it was disproven that it wasn't. It was stolen, and
Yeah.
no one has stated that he'd ever entered the vehicle, and there was no evidence to support that claim.
So, yeah, I get that. I'm just saying, basically, it doesn't really matter. So, the first question is, you know, did he know it was cocaine? And my answer is, it doesn't really matter, right? If he was in possession of it, it doesn't really matter if he knew or not, right? Now that leads to the next question of whether he was in possession of it. That's really the only question there. If he was, well, if he was in possession of the vehicle, actually or constructively, he's in possession of that cocaine, right? And well, again, I would say it is, again, my personal opinion. When he is, granted, again, okay, is that narrative like verbatim or like very close at least?
Very close.
Okay, give me 1 second.
That is the defense's thing is verbatim. The state's is a little loosey.
I gotcha. Okay, so if this is verbatim, you say in that thing, you asked him another question to clarify, you were selling something out of someone else's car that wasn't yours, right?
Yes.
Yes, kind of. You could say it's a little scummy, but, you know, he's saying he was selling it out of someone else's car, right? You can't really sell something you're not in possession of, even if you're not, like, at the moment in possession of it or whatever, right?
Yeah, but the way I was thinking about it is like if you walk on the
Well,
street,
actually, you know what?
you walk on the street and say, "Hey, this light pulse, you can buy it. Just give me some money, and then I won't call the cops when you take it," kind of thing. Like that's what I was thinking.
I mean, that's true, but it's also a bit different with a vehicle that you're sitting right next to, right? Because an average person would infer that you own that vehicle, right? Unless you specifically say, I don't own this vehicle, I can't sell you this, but, you know, if you give me the $50, I'm not going to look the other way, then that's another crime, but, you know.
Yeah, I don't think he said that.
Well, then I think, well, to be fair, maybe
This is
not.
why it's weird. This is why I called you here, because it's hurting my brain thinking about it, because like even if a reasonable person could say he was in possession of the vehicle, it's still the whole reasonable doubt or beyond a shadow of a doubt is still a question.
Well, my point with that is constructive possession I would argue, would be something along the lines of, does a reasonable person believe he is in possession of this, right? Like if you asked a random Joe on the street, hey, this guy did this, was it his car? He'd probably say, hell yeah, it was his car. I bought a cocaine of it. What do you mean? Right?
Would you say though, would a reasonable person even consider that if they're buying fucking cocaine off the street? In this
Well,
instance?
I'm not even saying like someone that bought the cocaine. I'm just saying if someone offered you, hey, you can take something out of, for example, a garage sale, right? Hey, if you're sitting at the front of a driveway and you've got all this stuff out on display and you say, yeah, give me $50, that's yours. You're, you know, they're going to assume you're in possession of that stuff. It is your stuff to sell, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same, granted, I guess I'm surprised he wasn't. I don't know. Why do we not have?
He was talking about laws is because we didn't think about it.
Yeah, I feel like we should have a like actual physical sale of a CDS.
It does say sale in 1201.
Possession of a CDS or dangerous drug for sale.
Yeah.
Possessive of CDS. Well, you know what? I think that would. It is a very weird case. Well, uh,
I mean, I do have the whole case on video. It's like there is testimony, and like sure, like that testimony may give us more stuff, but like I think it's still gonna come back to the same question. Because I think, oh, this might help. I think what he said to police was, "Hey, do you want to buy cocaine out of this vehicle?" And he was also saying it over Twitter.
do you have pictures of that?
I don't have pictures. I don't think
Bruh.
it wasn't
Sounds like the
exhibited.
DA freaking dropped the ball in this case. I'll be honest. Like,
I mean, what I proved is who his Twitter handle was his Twitter handle, and then, you know. But even like that, like I'm still torn because, like he could be advertising this bullshit, but still they need to prove that he at least entered the vehicle. In my mind, like that's a big deal in my mind. He's basically just facilitating a fucking vehicle robbery.
well, you know what? Maybe possession of a CDS isn't the right charge then. Honestly, like, again, maybe this is on the DA and probably should have brought something of accessory to possession of a CDS, right?
Accessory could probably make sense.
Like, that would make that a lot easier, but and it's equal class and time to the original offense. Like, bruh, would have been the exact same thing, right? Person acts with the knowledge that another person is committing or intends to commit an offense, or a person additionally provides the means or the opportunity to commit an offense. I think that would be pretty easy, but like, does he? Give me 1 second here.
Oh, he did reference a case law, but I threw it out because
What
it
case
was
law?
it was a specific. It was like Harris versus State 2017, but it was in a different state, and I didn't agree with it for state specific case law. It's like in Minneapolis or something. I don't remember specifically.
I mean, obviously, it's not like with other case laws. Obviously, it's not a precedent, and it's not like a guarantee. But you can always take, what's it called? Almost an idea from it, in essence. Like, have you looked at that case and said you disagree with it, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I just like I don't agree with having specific like going and looking at all 50 state specific case law to find something that matches your shit just so you can win. I don't agree with that. Let's just use federal, make our own.
Well, again, honestly, I would look at the case, like that's what I'm doing right now. But like again, it's not a precedent, so it's not set in stone. But at the same time, if might help you say, oh, okay, these guys define possession as this, and whatnot.
Oh, I do have exhibits.
You what, sir?
I have screenshots,
okay.
exhibits of his texting thing.
Well, that works.
So it says, our first sale at Richie's Cocaine Emporium. Flash sale, Richie's Cocaine Emporium, $50 a gram, across from Legion Square Bank. Want to purchase cocaine? Want to get a nice high? Richie's Cocaine Emporium, opening in 20 minutes. And then it just goes on with stuff like that. And the
You
case
able to
law
send those?
is yes. The case law is U.S. versus Billiard.
Oh, not Harris Free State.
No, I don't know where that one came from.
US v. Billiard is federal. That's federal prosecutors.
You sure? It's
Yeah.
a state of Minnesota and Court of Appeals, though.
Yes, but that's because it's in the District of Minnesota, in essence. It's still a federal law, right?
Mr. Sinisha.
In technicality. So the way federal works, from my understanding, is basically there's a bunch of different districts everywhere that basically, if this federal crime was committed here, the federal prosecutor will prosecute you in this area instead of just like, oh, if you committed a crime up in Paleto Bay, you're getting, what's it called? You got to go all the way up to Los Santos to go to court. What was the name again?
I sent you all of it. I sent you the actual specific. Why is it so hot? I'm just reading the case law here.
Yeah, right. The US v. Ballard is the United States District Court in Ohio. It's the United States of America as the plaintiff. In that case,
So is this federal then?
it's a federal prosecution.
But it's not federal case law.
It's not federal case law, but it revolves around federal rules of evidence, which is the same stuff we follow.
Okay.
It's not state specific. Okay, let me take a look at this.
It's a pretty long document. 16 pages.
Yeah, it could be worse.
It could be fucking worse. He's right. Ah. $7.319 grams of cocaine. $65 months in prison for third-degree possession of CDS. Or CS, controlled substance. Fuck Christ, man. The evidence is sufficient to prove that Hicks constructively possessed the drugs found in the car. Page 5 has something. Actual possession involves direct physical control. So, the state may prove constructive possession by two methods. One, by proving that the police found the item in place under the defendant's exclusive control to which other people normally did not have access. Or two, if police found the item in place to which other people had access by proving there's a strong probability inferable from the other evidence that at that time the defendant was consciously or knowingly exercising dominion and control over it. Ah. He was reading verbatim off the document. Yeah, there's two methods that are very good examples in page 5 and 6. They state, by proving that the police found the item in a place under the defendant's exclusive control to which other people normally did not have access. Or two, if police found the item in place to which others had access by proving that there's a strong probability inferable from the other evidence that at that time the defendant was consciously or knowingly exercising dominion and control over it.
Where
Bottom
is
of
that?
page 5, top of page 6. It goes through the pages.
I don't see pages, unless you're saying the number on the side.
Yeah, that's the pages. Are you looking at like the state of Minnesota? The thing? The 16-page document?
Maybe not. Are you sure it's state of Minnesota?
That's what it says.
I just clicked on the one you sent me. Are you sure that was the right one?
I sent you two documents.
Oh. I was looking at USB Ballard.
The
That
fuck
makes
was
more
that?
sense.
What's that little beep?
I have no idea, but I heard it too. It's interesting. Okay.
And I will note that the district attorney read the bottom part verbatim almost. Little
Okay,
bastard.
so this state of Minnesota one does seem like it's right. State of Minnesota, maybe not. Yeah, that looks like it is a state case, whereas the USB Ballard is
Awesome.
the first one you sent me was a federal case, from what I can tell.
Yeah, it was too much legal jargon. I couldn't read it. The second one. The first one, sorry.
So page 5 of the state of Minnesota.
Yeah, page 5. That's where I took that picture. That screenshot I just sent you. Like at the bottom, you can see number 1 by proving that. The state of Minnesota one.
Constructive possession, on the other hand, applies when the state cannot prove actual physical possession, but when the inference is strong that the defendant at one time physically possessed the contraband and did not abandon his possessory interest in the contraband.
And read 2, which is, I think is the
state may prove constructive possession by two methods: proving the police found the item in a place under the defendant's exclusive control to which other people normally did not have access, or if the police found the item in a place to which others had access by proving that there is a strong probability that at the time the defendant was consciously or knowingly exercising dominion and control of it.
Yeah, I think number 2 would apply.
Yeah, so one would be very tough to prove because there was different people accessing that vehicle.
Mhm. But two states a strong probability.
Strong
Which,
probability
considering that
with other
he
evidence.
was saying
Yeah.
over Twitter that this and this and this. But the thing is even though we agree here, still doesn't apply to us, and he shouldn't be punished for it because this wasn't a known thing, regardless of if he's guilty or not, like actually guilty or not. Because in my opinion, like this could be a thing where like we recognize this in the future, and he kind of gets out with the Jeopardy rule or whatever the fuck, where you change a law and you can't charge people retroactively. You know what I mean?
Ooh, hold on.
God, this is so much stuff. It's so confusing.
Okay, so I'm just
Law
looking
stuff
at
is so hard.
Cornell law, which is typically solid for federal law. Constructive possession is legal possession. Must have had knowledge of the object and as well as the ability to control it. And in the case of U.S. v. Bailey, where mere existence of a firearm in a borrowed car could not uphold constructive possession, cannot be established on the basis of ability to control alone. Hold on. That seems like it might be an interesting case.
I think my car was stolen, but it wasn't.
Uh-oh. You good?
Nope. We're good.
Okay.
I think someone's shooting at my car, that's all.
What?
Yeah, the shots fired were in like the telltale area of where my car is parked right now.
I did not know there were shots fired.
Were you not paying attention? Jesus.
I can't hear a thing, man.
There was a bunch of shots fired after that weird beep. Or just before it.
That may have been a panic button then. That's not good.
Is there even cops on? Yeah, there's 4 cops on. There's not even a single 100 on right now.
Okay.
You know, I have all my cars out right now. I have all but one. Every one of these points of interest are my cars. Except for this one. This one's wrong, actually. This one's over here. So these are all locations of my vehicles. Because I am paranoid. And I need points of escape. Point of escape 1 is go to the basic one, which is here, but this is the bait car. Point of escape 2 is come out through here, go through the building, come through here, climb up the building, scan for a few minutes, see if it's good, come down the building and come through here. And point of escape 3, and this is another one, is I come up here again, but then I find a way down this building, come out through here and grab my vehicle here. And point of escape 4 is I climb up in the building, climb over here, climb down over here, and then run into the tunnels where I have a motorcycle stored. Which is the safest route once I'm there. It's not safe getting there. Getting there is dangerous. Okay? Because I need to come out through the bottom. Oh, yep, sorry.
I'm just going to send you this. I think this kind of applies to the previous case that you were talking about.
The one I'm giving my thing on tomorrow?
Yeah, the one with the lawyer. It just kind of goes to show we made the right decision.
Oh. Yes, I love echo chamber.
In regards to the statement of what the guy said. Basically,
people consider the oral statements,
oral things shouldn't be used as
she gave to determine her credibility,
truth, but more so just as evidence of, or not evidence for credibility and things like that. Anyway,
Apparently the word impeachment has been going around a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's going on. People want to talk to me about shit.
Jeez. We'll see what happens.
Yep. Yeah, but this case is a big one. That's why, well, it's not big. It's just confusing as fuck. The case we're working on now, because it's so, God, it's so out there. It's like, it feels like such a loophole. You know?
So, this looks like a statement from some federal case, I guess. I can't really tell which one because it's tons of legal jargon involved, but looks like United States versus v. Burnley. A case law does not define dominion. A consensus, however, has developed in federal and state courts that where the defendant is in non-exclusive possession on premises of which illicit contraband is found, it cannot be inferred that he knew of the presence of such contraband, and had control of, unless there are other incriminating statements or circumstances tending to buttress such an inference. So basically, yeah, like if him being in sole control of it or sole dominion of it, which I would say that is a solid word to put onto what he had. Right? He was exercising dominion over that vehicle by selling the contents in that vehicle. Right? And basically, maybe I hate legal jargon.
Me too. Hate it. Makes my job harder. Or more simple if I just want to ignore everything.
I
Just do it
mean,
the way I'm
well,
doing it.
okay, so looks like the government must offer evidence to prove that the defendant, one, knew that the thing was present, and two, intended to exercise dominion or control over it. There must be some action, some word, or some content that links the individual to the contraband and indicates that he had some stake in it, some power over it. And that's from United States v. Pardo.
So you could make the assumption that all his Twitter posts advertising he's selling this thing from some car, that is exercising dominion.
Yeah. Which, that and the knowledge of it, and whatnot, and all that he was doing. But, yeah.
Still can't prove he knew for a fact it was cocaine.
I still don't think that really matters, to be honest. The fact that he knew it was in there, he was advertising it as cocaine, and that it was, in fact, cocaine.
And he also still never entered the vehicle, or it can't be proven that he did.
Yeah. I think I think the police and the DA entirely dropped the ball on this case, but you know.
So I could do a few things here. So I could just say charges dropped on basis of not enough evidence to prove against or to prove guilt. I could say, I mean, that's where I'm leading right now, because that's what it feels like to me, based on everything we have written. Like, I could definitely state that he has exercised dominion over the vehicle, right? But the thing is, it's like he never entered the vehicle, from what I know. Like, other than one instance where, and this was like with police there, and he's like, "Oh, I'll open the vehicle for you" or whatever. But like, you know,
Okay. On that, did he offer to open the vehicle, or did the police ask him to open the vehicle?
let's find it.
Because those are two very different things.
As a reminder,
One is entrapment if used against him, the other is not.
That opposes this. I believe
Well,
this would
the
be
other
let
way.
me
because,
check.
it does use the same standard of constructive possession that is recognized. His claim that the powder he saw was cocaine, which just so happened to be cocaine, and when was the first time you actually made contact with Mr. Bianchi?
I think that this is a good definition, like in the state of Minnesota. I think that is a good definition of constructive possession, because we really don't have one.
When I stepped out of my vehicle after I pulled up, and well, actually, I didn't even step out of my vehicle yet. He ran up to my vehicle and said, "Have you changed your mind about buying Coke?"
He ran up to my vehicle and he said, "Have you changed your mind on buying Coke?" Okay, great.
Okay. And what happened from there?
At that point, I stepped out of the vehicle and I asked him if he was selling Coke. He informed me he was.
Jardine asked him if he was selling Coke. He informed him that he was.
I said, "Well, at this time I'm going to be."
Jardine then placed him in cuffs.
Detaining you.
Detained
And
him.
I placed him in cuffs and detained him.
Okay. And what happened after that? Just
Hang
go
on.
through the full situation.
Hang on,
Alright,
one.
after-
Wait one. Give
Okay.
me a second. Jardine said, he said, and this is
selling Coke, and he reported me yes at that point. At that time, he was just saying that he was selling Coke.
okay.
He was detained for investigation.
Please continue, Mr.
At that time, I gave him a quick frisk over his clothes. And
Again, Terry
I found
frisked
a
him.
Weapon, so I took said
Grabbed the weapon off
the
him.
person to secure it, and I did not feel any drugs on him at that time.
He didn't find any drugs on the person.
So I kind of was chopping it up to he was just, trying to be a troll and waste our time. So
He was then released from cuffs.
And proceeded to start back towards my vehicle. And at which point he piped up and said, "Well, why would I keep the drugs on me? They're in the van."
Well, why would I keep the drugs on me? They're in the van. That's what he is alleging the defendant said.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. Okay.
Okay.
Can you can you restate this question for the record, Mr. Nyman?
I was just asking him to continue with what his first physical interaction with.
All right. Can you
Mr.
be
Biancci was today.
can you be a little bit more specific?
Okay. I'd like to alter that then to, can you describe the events leading up to Mr. Bianci's arrest?
Yes. So at that time, he said, "Why would I keep the drugs on me? They're in the van." To which I responded, "That van right there," and there was a van parked next to my patrol vehicle that I parked next to.
Excuse me. Do you know the model of the van?
I don't. It was kind of like a. It was kind of like a panel van type deal.
The panel van. That's what he's referring to. The van.
It's a what?
He said Jardine said it was a panel van. I don't know what kind of information you take from that.
It was blue in color.
I have a question.
Okay,
Was the plate ran and did it come back to Mr. Biancci?
Basically a van with windows at the back of it.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, we did not run the plate because of.
You did not run the plate.
No, because of some other circumstances.
What were the circumstances?
Probationary officer unit who were trying to chase the person that grabbed some drugs from the vehicle and took off running.
Okay. Fair enough. Nyman, continue.
Okay. And so once you approach the van, what did you
Get into the actual part
observe
now.
from the outside of the van only?
Well, I didn't really take the chance to look from the outside of the van because Mr. Bianchi said, look in the trunk of the van. Here, I'll look with you.
Okay, here it is. Mr. Biancci said, look in the trunk of the van. Here, I'll look with you. Look in the trunk of the van. Here, I'll look with you. Look.
Who opened the trunk?
Stand by.
And he proceeded to open the trunk of the van.
He proceeded to open the trunk of the van, is what he said.
Okay.
He
See,
proceeded to open a trunk.
Again, I would
Yes,
say,
he opened the trunk and looked
because
in the
that's very
trunk,
different than
so
the police
then
asking him to open the van.
Mhm.
Right? The police asking him, hey, open this car or whatever, and then they get him on possession. That's just entrapment. But if he offered to open the trunk, again, I would say he's exercising dominion and control over it, and it is, well,
It is constructive possession, is what
was
you're saying.
consciously or knowingly exercising dominion and control over it. Right? By opening that trunk, he is consciously exercising control over that vehicle, which I would argue counts as possession, or counts as constructive possession. Right?
All right. Well, I'll
That's-
continue with my deliberation and
Yeah.
I'll continue to write everything. But
Mhm.
yeah, I definitely need your feedback because I knew that was going to be a big fucking thing in it.
It's a weird case, but in all honesty, he was trying to, well, I think it's pretty obviously not beyond a reasonable doubt or whatever, but I think it's pretty clear he was intentionally, he knew what he was doing, and he's purposely avoiding the, what's it called? Or purposely trying to break the law through loopholes and whatnot. But no, honestly, I would say that this constructive possession definition in that Minnesota court, while it's not technically used by us, I would say that is a very good definition of constructive possession. And that I would be careful with whatever you do, because this will set the precedent for what constructive possession is, right?
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
if the precedent is set, like I'll say, I think I'll say 1 and 2. Like these are the methods of proving constructive possession.
I think that's I think it's fair. It's not reaching. It's just like, hey, this guy is definitely in possession of it, just not physically, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Is there anything else?
No.
Alright.
My fucking brain is melted.
That's a wild case.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it off the bat. It seems like, oh, dude, this dude's selling drugs. Guilty. Easy. Nope. Fuck you. You're gonna sit here for 3 hours and think about this fucking case. Which is how long I've been sitting here thinking about this case, which is funny because that's how long it was on the terrorism case. They have fucking 5 people being spoke to. This case had 2 people.
It's good money. Good money.
Great, yeah, fantastic. I'm so happy that I can make money and not spend it on any houses because they cost too much. Do you know fucking house across the street? 750 grand. Who the fuck has that money?
I was thinking about buying a house like one of those ones, but apparently not. Never mind.
We know how rich people are. We both know. No one has that money. There is 2 people who can fucking afford that. What do you want us living out in the goddamn boonies in a fucking umbrella? Costs $100 grand.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna pull out a camper van and park it on the side of the street.
Fucking
here.
Dynasty
Holy.
8 people are rogues. I'm telling you.
And like what? They probably make a good 20% commission off of that.
They better not. I'm gonna have a problem.
I
with
wouldn't
that
be
shit.
surprised if they do. Oh man.
I'm pretty sure I spent the money that I've gained from fucking court cases, and I've already made it back twice. Like I still have nowhere to put it. Like, aren't we still waiting for that response on if we can sit here and collect a paycheck? We never got that response from Supreme.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't, especially with the amount we make, as long as we're actually doing something legal related. Like hell, even if you're just researching the law, I think that's fine. That's what I've been doing a lot.
No, I just always have my
looking
job
into-
set. They can, like, the thing is like, it's not going to affect anything because I still don't have anywhere enough to fucking buy anything fun. I can't fucking buy a house.
You could probably buy some weapons.
Oh, yes. I already got all the weapons I need that are fucking legal. The second I have
You
anything
said
illegal...
anything about legal weapons.
Okay. Okay. You're calling me sus. I don't need to be calling you sus. Fuck's sakes. Alright, I need to go and... I have 4 cars placed around this building, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
Bro, are you like a drug dealer or something? What the hell?
Listen, brother. I need to be safe, alright? See, like, now, the thing is like, my bait car's out there and someone shot it, right? It's not a problem, because I have 3 other cars ready.
Okay, I get that, but I think 4 cars is
No,
a bit
this isn't-
excessive.
Listen, you gotta be prepared.
Oh my gosh.
Where is it? Where
Alright,
is it?
what times are you deciding any case today, or?
No, I'm doing other bullshit today.
No, okay. What times do you have a date set for the cases? Like these 2 cases?
I wanted to do the one we just discussed. I don't have a date for, but the terrorism one, it's gonna be tomorrow
Tomorrow? Okay.
at like 9,
Sweet.
9:40, 10 EST.
Jeez.
Yeah,
EST
late
or-
EST.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right, I hope I don't get shot.
Yeah, well, don't die. I don't want to do this stuff on my own.
These cases keep on getting harder and harder, man. All right, we'll go for so this is decoy, so that's Delta. So we'll go for Alpha. If I see anything wrong, I'll move straight to Bravo, and anything goes wrong, I'll go Charlie. Delta's bait car. Remember the plan, ladies and gentlemen. Remember the plan. Mr. Terrorist Man, listen. I got to be safe, Sam. I gotta be safe. I gotta make sure my cars are good. Here's the location of all my cars, by the way. All these points of interest. That's decoy right there. That's Alpha. That's Bravo, and that's the tunnel one, which is Charlie. That's my last resort. So that car down there is my car. And I'm pretty sure my car was shot at. That's why I'm being a little more sus than normal. I just wanna... Wait, where's my binoculars today? Listen, I gotta be safe. It kind of looks like it's tilted down a bit. Kind of looks like it's tilted down a bit. Are others gonna follow you? I mean, yeah, but I'd see him. Like, if you came out behind me right there, I would have saw you. And plus, the way I drive is to avoid tails anyway. So you may be able to follow me, but like my whole character archetype is to avoid being followed. So like if you follow me and I spot you, I head over to, where is it? Here. And then I I run up to my point of interest through the tunnels. And then I'm gone. I have plans for my plans. Nice to know. Alright. See you then. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, yeah, I love this place because I can do this. Metagaming? Absolutely not. Wouldn't be me. I love this place because I can do this. We'll go here, and then I'll drive past my car. And I just want to see. Bitch.
Tomorrow, the air quality's gonna be terrible, they said.
It's LA, the air quality's always terrible.
That car totally is nuts. We just fucking broke up.
But I wanted to be really smart. I'd look at it from a distance and not even go by there. Which I'll do. Interesting. Can you use binos inside of a vehicle? No way, right? No. That's so overpowered. You can't zoom in, but you know you can do it. Nah, she's green. Alright, I'm gonna swap it to my truck because this thing's a little bit broke. Blends in nice. Blends in nice. We'll pull a U-turn and we'll walk. I love this character. But then all I need to do, as an evasion tactic, is get to dirt. Which is usually through Vinewood. I'm playing 4D chess with my... Oh, my headset just died. I'm playing 4D chess with myself. How'd that happen? It's gone again. Bro, is my headset dead? Hold on. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, I don't have audio anymore. Alright. Well, no more 4D chess. We're parking here. I guess it's dead. Wait, how? It's been charging all day. Interesting. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to bring us to the end of today's stream. I appreciate everyone coming here and watching. I guess I need to let my fucking headset rest for a bit. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. There will be a stream today, another one, a double stream, because this was the day the double stream was supposed to happen, in an hour and a half. So, you know, be there or be square. Anyway, see you later.